Pay attention, son. This is for your own good.
You might think it's just an innocent color. It may even be your favorite color. But over centuries of civilization, the color red seems to have developed a bit of a bad reputation, or at least has associated with a questionable crowd. Let's take a look at that today in today's lesson of Transit TV Teacher. In the 20th century, the color red came to be associated with communism, a form of government antithetical and opposed to democracy and the economic framework known as capitalism, which America and the Western world live under. Red Scare was a practice of promoting fear of a domestic rise of communism that would overthrow the American government. Red baiting is the strategy of attacking a group or person with public accusations of being communist or having communist sympathies. The McCarthy Senate hearings in the 1950s was an example of this. Historic Red Terror policies in nations with communist governments were campaigns of mass killings and oppression in order to gain control over the population. Red was associated with revolution in France when a group called the Jacobins plotted to abolish the monarchy by murdering the aristocratic class, thrusting French society into the bloody Reign of Terror around 1793. There, and 100 years later in Tsarist Russia, rebel red flags were used as symbols of resistance to the government then in power. Later, the new regimes kept the red theme to remind people that their movements were supposedly founded on the blood of the workers, peasants, and the underclasses who suffered at the hands of the wealthy upper classes. When communists took over Russia in the 1917 revolution, they changed the country's name to the Soviet Union and got rid of the former tricolored flag, replacing it with images of the hammer and sickle to represent the peasants and working classes. Both were embedded in a bright field of red, a new nation born of the blood of the oppressed, or so they said. China went the same way in 1949 after its communist revolution, as did several other Southeast Asian countries. And Americans at the time were so unnerved by the prospect of communism spreading to our shores that being called a red was tantamount to being called a political traitor. Humanity has a long collective history in which something as simple as a color can attract associations that make for an interesting case study. I'm the Transit TV teacher, Justin Vyor.